Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dark Phoenix Gaming, and welcome to Mass Effect. Again. To those of you who didn't catch my update video, which I wouldn't be all that surprised by, because that was about a month ago, if not more, depending on when it goes up. This is a reboot of the old Mass Effect series that I did a while back on the original games, because I ran a series of Mass Effect 1 and Mass Effect 2 on the original versions way back in 2015 and 2016-2017 respectively. I don't actually remember which of those it was, 2016 or 2017, but anyways, I was planning on originally doing Mass Effect 3 on the original as well, just to complete that series, and eventually doing another Mass Effect run, but I decided not to, because there's just such a gap in quality between the two series, and you could tell they were recorded at points in this channel's history which were very disparate from each other in terms of the sort of hardware, software, and equipment I had access to. So I just felt like it would be better to not continue on to Mass Effect 3 in that series and start a new one. Which is what we're doing here. Now, as you will be well aware, Mass Effect for me is not anything approaching blind, and it's quite an old series, so I'm not very worried about spoilers in any regard, really, because at this point there's probably not a lot of people who haven't played these games or who don't know what the story is. So that's not a worry. Still, I'd like it if you'd avoid posting spoilers in the comments, just out of respect for the fact that there are people out there who haven't played this game but want to experience it through these videos, potentially. Other than that, I'm recording these quite a bit in advance with a decent backlog, about a month or so ahead of where they're going up, in fact. So if you want to post advice, just bear in mind that there's going to be a little bit of a gap between what you're seeing and what I have recorded, so you won't see your advice taken for a good while, most likely. Other than that, while there's going to be some light role-playing in this series, in terms of which decisions I take and all, for the most part, I'm just going to be enjoying a game that I really love, which is one of my favorite video game series of all time. And with that said, it's time to begin. We'll start a new career.
Welcome to Alliance Military Database. Classified information requested.
Ooh, classified
Establishing
information.
Secure connection.
Funky.
Secure connection confirmed.
And we could be John Shepard, Jane Shepard, or enter a new ID. I'm going to enter a new ID. And as was the case in my original series all those years ago, we will be a custom female. I don't know, I just feel like Jennifer Hale does a better job as a voice actor in this game. Not that I have anything against Mark Mear's performances or anything, I just like the female Shepard voice better.
Please log in to access your profile.
And we are not going to be Jane Shepard. Oh no, we will be Vin Shepard. And the name is actually a reference to Brandon Sanderson's Mistborn series, as Vin is the name of one of the protagonists. And I've been spending a lot of time listening to audiobooks lately, and Mistborn has been one I've been listening to a lot, and I absolutely adore that book. Yeah, I'm still on Final Empire, so yeah. But I just absolutely love that, and I couldn't resist naming my character after one of the ones from in there. I really couldn't.
Warning, data corruption detected. Please reconstruct profile. Confirm pre-service history.
Pre-service history. Well, I'm going to switch this up a little from the last time, and we're not going to be the spacer ruthless type that we were before. I feel like doing something a little more interesting. Our Shepard is going to be a colonist. We were born and raised on Mindwar, a small border colony in the Attican Traverse. We were 16, slavers raided Mindwar, slaughtering our family and friends. We were saved by a passing Alliance patrol and enlisted with the military a few years later.
Confirm psychological profile.
And again, we're not going to be picking ruthless. It's between war hero and soul survivor, but I think war hero, just because soul survivor is a bit too much of a victim vibe going on, and I don't quite like that. Nothing against people who do enjoy it, it's just not my speed. We were a war hero. Early in our military career, we found ourselves facing an overwhelming enemy force. We risked our own life to save our fellow soldiers and defeat the enemy despite the impossible odds. Our bravery and recognition have earned us medals and recognition from the Alliance fleet.
Confirm military specialization.
And finally, our specialization, which is really just the class. It's a lot of D&D classes just kind of adapted for a more sci-fi setting. So, soldier is basically warrior / tank. Adept, sorcerer or wizard, obviously. Infiltrator, rogue / thief. Vanguard, battle mage. And engineer. I can't really make a parallel with that one because I don't know. But in our last playthrough, we went with Vanguard. Because I thought the whole charge in at close range and take enemies on up close thing would be pretty cool. But this time, I'm going to be playing what is honestly my favorite class in Mass Effect, and the playstyle I enjoy the most. We're going to be an Infiltrator. You combine combat and tech abilities to specialize in killing or disabling enemies at range. Infiltrators are trained to use Omni tools, focusing on decryption and offensive abilities rather than healing. Specialize in pistols or sniper rifles and wear medium armor.
Confirm facial identification.
And we're going to change the appearance a little bit, but because my particular character customization tends to take a while, this will probably end up getting cut out. If I remember to do that, of course. But this is a good default setup, I think. And that'll do it, I think. This is our Shepard. It only took me a couple of minutes, but you really didn't need to see me bumbling around in character creation, seeing what I liked.
Profile reconstruction complete.
We are a Colonist war hero. We were trained as an Infiltrator. And as for the type of playthrough this is going to be, and I probably should have explained this earlier, this is going to be Paragon, for the most part. I don't really like a lot of the Renegade choices. Because, for one thing, Renegade tends to come across a lot of the options as extremely, extremely racist. And not just racist, but being a straight up asshole just for the sake of it. And I don't like that. I tried doing a Renegade playthrough once. I made it all the way through Mass Effect 1, and then stopped being Renegade for Mass Effect 2. Other than that, I will basically not be talking during the cutscenes. I'm going to shut up for those so that you can just watch them. Not to say I won't be talking anything, and if I can't resist, I'll throw in the occasional quip during a cutscene, but I try to avoid talking during those scenes, if at all possible, just to let the story show itself. But with all that out of the way, let's introduce the world to our Shepard.
Identification confirmed.
And we are going to be playing I'm going to start us out on hardcore, and we'll just see how much of a headache it ends up being. I'll turn it down later if I decide that's for the best. But I'm going to have legendary mode on for the level scaling. Just to see what the new things that got added were. Squad power usage is on all, subtitles on, autosaves on, and I'll let the tutorials stay on for now. They shouldn't be too annoying, surely. Can't be worse than some games. Anyways, let's go.
Well, what about Shepard? She grew up in the colonies.
She knows how tough life can be out there. Her parents were killed when slavers attacked Mindwar.
She proved herself during the Blitz, held off enemy forces on the ground until reinforcements arrived.
She's the only reason Elysium is still standing.
We can't question her courage.
Humanity needs a hero, and Shepard's the best we've got.
I'll make the call.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna try to read this text. It just scrolls too fast for me to comfortably read it at any decent speed, so you can pause and read it yourself if you're that interested.
Arcturus Prime relays in range. Initiating transmission sequence.
Commander?
We are connected. Calculating transit mass and destination. The relay is hot, acquiring approach vector. All stations secure for transit. Board is green. Approach run has begun. Hitting the relay in 3, 2, 1.
Thrusters, check. Navigation, check. Internal emissions sync engaged. All systems online. Drift, just under 15.
Well, hello there, Seth Green. Been a while.
1500 is good. Your captain will be pleased.
I hate that guy.
Nihilus gave you a compliment. So you hate him.
You remember to zip up your jumpsuit on the way out of the bathroom? That's good. I just jumped us halfway across the galaxy and hit a target the size of a pinhead. So that's incredible. Besides, Spectres are trouble. I don't like having them on board. Call me paranoid.
You're paranoid. The Council helped fund this project. They have a right to send someone to keep an eye on their investment.
Yeah, that is the official story. Only an idiot believes the official story.
I'd forgotten how much of an arrogant bastard Joker was in these games. Almost. That is, not completely. But it's part of his charm. And yes, I agree.
They don't send Spectres on shakedown runs.
So there's
Yes,
more going on
that.
here than the captain's letting on.
Joker, status report.
Just cleared the mass relay, Captain. Stealth systems engaged. Everything looks solid.
Good. Find a comm buoy and link us into the network. I want mission reports relayed back to Alliance brass before we reach Eden Prime.
Aye, aye, Captain. Better brace yourself, sir. I think Nihilus is headed your way.
He's already here, Lieutenant. Tell Commander Shepard to meet me in the comm room for a debriefing.
You get that, Commander?
Yeah,
He
he
sounds
sounds
angry.
pissed though.
Something must have gone wrong with the mission.
Captain always sounds like that when he's talking to me.
Can't possibly imagine why.
Yes. And we unlocked things and have control. Go speak to Captain Anderson for our mission, and we have 3 points to assign. This is the skill tree, by the way. And how you assign points and level up your character in this game. In the original game, you could go up to level 60, although it was actually impossible to get to level 60 on a single character in your first run unless you use cheat codes. You could not reach it. There just wasn't enough experience in the whole game, even if you finished everything, to hit level 60 by the time you finish the story. So you had to use cheat codes to do that. And the skill tree, they would reintroduce something similar in Mass Effect 3, but it was never quite the same. But you'll note is that we have no points in pistols or in sniper rifles. And because this particular install does not have a previously completed playthrough present on it. We don't have access to something that I had for my past playthrough, which is the fact that if you'd finish with certain classes, you unlocked a number of side buffs, basically, where you could take training in skills that you normally wouldn't have. Like, for example, if you completed the game as a soldier, you could give yourself the ability to wield assault rifles as an infiltrator. Or give yourself, if you completed it as an adept, give yourself the ability to do warp. That sort of thing, which was kind of neat. But one thing to keep in mind with this game that stopped being a thing for the later ones is that the number of points you have in a particular weapon style is directly proportional to how good you are with that weapon. And with sniper rifles, that includes how stable your rifle will be. Let me see if I can show you. Or maybe they changed that, I'm not sure, but the way it was in the original is that as you put more points in, you get better with the weapon and not only be able to do more damage, but with the sniper rifle, you'd have a hell of a time holding it stable. Yeah, there you see, increases accuracy. So there must be something similar. It's just, it's easier to show in the heat of battle, basically. And you'll have to be shooting a lot. So the rifle will be shifting around a bunch. And as you saw right there with that orange bar, Mass Effect 1 has something else that got phased out later on. They don't have ammo, per se. Instead, you have a heating system where you shoot an unlimited number, but if your gun overheats, you can't take another shot. And how many shots it will take to overheat depends on the model and the gun. Example, you see how with my pistol I could take about a dozen shots before it overheated, where the sniper rifle's limited to 2 or 3. That sort of thing. But we're going to put 2 of our points into pistols because we need to get up there to 5 of them, or we can unlock sniper rifles. And we're going to put the last one in Infiltrator, which is our class-specific thing. And it gives us general buffs to our class's own things, like, as it says there, heat buildup, tech mine explosions, and stuff like that. And Oh.
The captain's waiting for you in the comm room.
Hey, don't tell me what to do, joke face. Yeah, that's what happens if you try to shoot a crew member. The rifle will just not aim at them. But anyways, the final thing we've got is the codex. So, this is a bunch of stuff about background and lore and things, and you have primary and secondary for the codex. The only difference is the primary codex entries are voiced, whereas the secondary ones you have to read, and I will be making time to go through these codex entries as we get them, but those will probably be individual episodes of me doing codex entries more than anything else, I think. But I think that will do it for today's episode. It was just the character creation and true cutscene stuff, I know, so we haven't really got into the action, but we'll do that next time, because next time we'll be arriving on Eden Prime. And all sorts of fun things are going to happen as a result. See you then, folks. See you then.